here is Umar Nurmagomedov.
He is the cousin.
Over the past decade, Dagestan has become the ultimate factory for producing elite-level fighters. Life in this rugged land has never been easy. It forges character, breeds discipline, and shapes true warriors. So it's no surprise that this small region has completely flipped the world of mixed martial arts upside down. Under the guidance of one of the greatest coaches the sport has ever seen, Umar Nurmagomedov, an entire generation of top-tier athletes emerged. At the forefront of this army stood Khabib Nurmagomedov and Islam Makhachev, two of the greatest lightweights in UFC history. But Abdulmanov's legacy didn't end with them. Under the wing of his legendary son grew a new heir to the throne, Umar Nurmagomedov, a true prodigy and an evolved version of his predecessors. Umar has already climbed near the summit of the sport and gave arguably the toughest fight to one of the greatest champions in bantamweight history.
Good head movement by Nurmagomedov.
With elite-level kickboxing blended seamlessly with the signature suffocating wrestling that defines his bloodline, the younger Nurmagomedov has all the tools to join the pantheon of the all-time greats. And perhaps it's only a matter of time.
Umar Nurmagomedov is the real deal.
As the young eagle prepares for another monumental challenge in his career, let's take a look back at his journey through the world of combat sports and remind ourselves why he is the biggest threat to Merab Dvalishvili's reign.
Nurmagomedov!
Umar Nurmagomedov was born on the third day of 1996 in a small Dagestani village of fewer than 40,000 people. In Dagestan, wrestling isn't just a sport. It's a sacred rite of passage every boy must go through. Young Umar and his little brother Usman were no exception. But when training halls became hard to find, the brothers turned to Muay Thai instead. Those early years of striking shaped their future, teaching them to fight with their legs as sharply as Dagestani wrestlers throw with their hands. From a young age, Umar competed in numerous Muay Thai tournaments and won most of them. But family ties left him no choice but to return to his roots. His uncle was none other than Umar Nurmagomedov, the father of future UFC champion, Hall of Famer, and true sports legend Khabib Nurmagomedov. To keep growing and unlock his full potential, Umar moved to the capital of Dagestan, Makhachkala, where he began training under the guidance of the iconic coach himself, and under his uncle's watchful eye, he took his first steps into the world of MMA. Before chasing greatness on the big stage, Nurmagomedov decided to warm up in the amateur ranks.
Я Нурмагомедов Амар. К этим соревнованиям меня подготовил Умар Нурмагомедов, мой дядя и тренер, за что ему огромное спасибо.
At just 20 years old, Umar competed at the Russian MMA Championships, where he faced another talented prospect, Kasum Kasumov. The fight turned out to be tough and exhausting, with Kasumov constantly pushing the grappling exchanges.
Заряжается на удар справа, очередная попытка прохода в ноги и...
But Umar's elite training and the presence of his superstar cousin in the corner made the difference. The little eagle claimed victory by unanimous decision. And after winning gold on home soil, Umar decided it was time to raise the stakes and headed to the World Championships in Macau. He tore through two opponents on his way to the final, one beaten by a dominant decision, the other choked out barely a minute into the fight. In the final, the Dagestani met a tough prospect from the Czech Republic. Within 30 seconds, Umar secured a full mount and unleashed a relentless barrage of ground and pound.
地面扎拳非常凶狠，非常重的规则呢，就更接近于职业的 MMA 的比赛的赛制。地面扎拳太凶狠了，非常重。
Completely in control from start to finish, Nurmagomedov earned a clean, unanimous decision.
Nurmagomedov, Russia, in the red corner.
With another major title to his name, Umar was no longer just a promising talent. He was forged, hardened, and ready for the next chapter. Nurmagomedov signed with Russian promotion Fight Nights and made his pro debut against Rishat Karisov.
По статистике в целом.
Umar planned to storm the scene with crisp Muay Thai.
Оба бойца имеют приличные, более молодого соперника. Считал неплохо.
But his opponent surprised him with a perfectly timed takedown and quickly regretted bringing the fight to the mat. True to the Nurmagomedov name, Umar seized the initiative, secured a full mount, and began raining down strikes from the top.
И продолжает свои атаки Умар Нурмагомедов прямыми ударами. Полный маунт. Включается сразу же Нурмагомедов. И как здорово работает.
In round two, he went back to attacking with his legs.
Нурмагомедов прессинговать, вновь идет вперед, очевидно этот удар, но неприятно. Бедра работает очень грамотно. Тоже какие быстрые.
And when Karisov, having learned nothing from the first round, dove for another takedown, this time Umar showed no mercy.
Пошел, это все,
After securing another win in an outside promotion, the 21-year-old Nurmagomedov returned to fight nights to test his skills against the world grappling champion Alim Isabayev. Umar immediately took control of the fight, attacking across all levels. The first grappling exchange also went in his favor, though Isabayev managed to counter with some dangerous offense of his own.
Захват, ногу будет пытаться сейчас Амар перевести соперника. Нашел болевой прием.
Nurmagomedov stayed calm under pressure, defended the submission attempt, and in the second round began to dominate the grappling exchanges himself. After securing top position, he unleashed relentless ground and pound until the referee was forced to step in.
3, 2, 1.
Just 3 months later, Umar made his return, this time against Valisher Rakhmonov from Uzbekistan. After a familiar barrage of sharp kicks, Nurmagomedov shot for a takedown late in the second round and sealed the deal with the second submission victory of his career. In October 2017, Umar stepped into the cage against the World Combat Sambo champion Nauruz Dzamikov. Under the watchful eyes of his mentors, Khabib and Islam Makhachev, the younger Nurmagomedov opened the fight with a slick question mark kick and followed it up with a powerful body shot. Umar fought in his signature style, peppering his opponent with kicks, though Dzamikov refused to back down and fired back in the exchanges. Nurmagomedov was the first to initiate the grappling, nearly securing a takedown before his opponent illegally grabbed the fence. But on his second attempt, Umar made it stick. It turned out to be the toughest fight of his career so far. Dzamikov pushed him hard, but Umar landed more, dominated the wrestling exchanges, and earned the first, but certainly not the last, decision win of his professional career. In his fifth fight under the Fight Nights banner, Nurmagomedov faced BJJ black belt Shuti Yamochi. This time, Umar showcased clear progress in his striking, completely outboxing his opponent.
Залетает в область печени. Шуди Ямаучи. Хорошо встретил тафинт-кик и вновь туда же. Все в лицо прилетает, очередная комбинация.
He mixed in perfectly timed and pinpoint front kicks to the face.
Максимум одним-двумя. Еще один крой головы и не готов к тому, чтобы это
along with brutal body attacks that left the Brazilian gasping for air.
Вертушкой.
Having dominated the stand-up, Umar decided to seal his unanimous victory with an explosive takedown and some solid top control. The judges' scorecards were a mere formality. There was never any doubt about who the winner was. After a confident start, Nurmagomedov set out to conquer new organizations. Just 3 months after his last fight, he signed with a promotion called Battle on Volga, and in his debut, the 22-year-old Dagestani already fought for the championship belt. His opponent was the experienced Fatkidin Sobirov, who came in riding a 3-fight finishing streak. Sobirov was known as an elite grappler and submission specialist, but once he stepped into the cage with a member of the Nurmagomedov clan, his strength turned into his downfall. Umar deliberately avoided any wild striking exchanges, instead putting on a grappling masterclass, making it clear that there are levels to this game.
Затем все вернулось в прежнюю фазу. Повода остановить бой либо не пытается изобразить что-то вроде чувствует себя очень хорошо, очень уверенно.
It was his third consecutive decision win and the first championship gold of his professional career. A year later, Umar would go on to successfully defend his title against Wagner Lima, 535, but before that came his first journey across the ocean. In August 2018, just a couple of months before Khabib's historic clash with Conor, the younger Nurmagomedov traveled to the United States to test his skills on foreign soil, competing under the PFL banner. His opponent was the undefeated Saidyokub Kakhramonov, who would later have a short run in the UFC.
PFL action. No elbows at any time.
From the opening seconds, Nurmagomedov proved that his kickboxing was legit far beyond Dagestan.
Relatively quickly. Body kick.
Question mark kicks.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, that was a question mark kick, right?
High kicks.
Don't wait. That's it.
and a pinpoint front kick to the face, all landed with surgical precision. Kakramanov wasn't there to be a punching bag. He fired back with his own kicks, but Umar showed the clear difference in both striking mastery and grappling skill.
Right on the chin.
The Dagestani delivered a seasoned, composed performance, earning a confident win. And after the fight, even showed a bit of progress in his English lessons.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I want to say thank you, Rafael. He's giving me a good chance, opportunity, and I'm very glad. Я очень счастлив выступать здесь.
I am very happy to be performing here.
With a new fighter showcase at Bantamweight. It is a
Umar's second PFL fight came a year later against local veteran Saidamar Honorio, who was 16 years older. But age earned the American no respect once the cage door closed.
That would be fun.
The young Eagle showed dominance in every aspect of the fight, controlling the distance, landing his trademark kicks with ease, and dictating the grappling exchanges, all while taking zero damage. Yet the most memorable moment of the bout surprisingly came from his opponent. Late in the second round, after eating yet another clean head kick, Honorio suddenly tried to channel his inner Justin Gaethje, but didn't quite pull off the special effects. The outburst didn't rattle Nurmagomedov, though, and he once again walked away calmly and with another flawless victory on his record.
Umar Nurmagomedov!
It was time to return home to the promotion Battle on Volga, which had gone through new sponsors, a full rebranding, and was now known as Guerrilla Fighting Championship. Nurmagomedov also came back renewed, more mature, more confident, carrying a perfect record of 9 victories and 0 defeats, and being the reigning champion of the league. His opponent was the experienced Taras Gritskev, a tough Ukrainian with a solid 16-6 record. Gritskev rushed forward recklessly without any feeling-out process, and quickly paid for it with a clean takedown. In the signature style of his legendary uncle's school, Umar dismantled the BJJ vice champion of Ukraine step by step, raining down brutal ground and pound, taking his back and forcing his opponent to tap.
И душит он украинского бойца Тараса Грицкева и
Having defended his belt, Umar accepted a new challenge, an undefeated Argentine prospect, Brian Gonzalez, who had finished every fight of his career. The bout opened with Nurmagomedov introducing his opponent to the sole of his foot before switching to his trademark Dagestani artistry and taking the fight to the ground.
на дальний, так и на средний. Здорово. Через
After nearly 2 minutes of steady pressure, Umar secured a full mount and began showing the South American guest what true fighting hospitality looks like. A barrage of heavy shots and vicious elbows left Gonzalez with no choice but to turn his back. Being a really nice guy, Umar decided not to prolong the suffering and finished the fight with a clean rear naked choke.
Да, есть захват за шею, и вероятнее всего, что это будет удушающий захват. Так и есть. Удушением выигрывает Umar Nurmagomedov.
By early 2020, Umar Nurmagomedov had established himself as a bright, undefeated prospect with a 12-0 record, a domestic promotion champion who had already made a name in a major American league. The spotlight was even brighter thanks to his bloodline. Being related to a world champion naturally drew attention long before his UFC debut. But it wasn't his connection to Khabib, nor the famous last name, that fueled his rise. Umar carved his path through hard battles inside the cage, earned his promotion, and in 2020 finally signed with the world's biggest league. His debut was supposed to take place exactly 5 years ago, in October of the pandemic year, at UFC 254, the very event where Khabib choked out Gaethje and ended his legendary career. It could have been the perfect symbolic moment. The Eagle leaves the cage and the young Eagle takes flight. But health issues forced Umar to withdraw, delaying that cinematic passing of the torch. Still, the debut that followed was no less meaningful. His first UFC opponent was Sergey Morozov, a seasoned Kazakh veteran riding a 5-fight win streak and a former M1 Challenge champion. In the lead-up to the fight, Nurmagomedov, usually quiet and respectful, surprised fans with a few bold statements.
Я уверен, что вот Сергея Морозова, я уверен, что я его перееду во всех смыслах. Я уверен в этом. Я перейду в борьбе, в грэпплинге, в стойке я ему не проиграю.
And he backed them up inside the octagon. Fight! Umar dominated both on the feet and on the ground. And late in the second round, he sealed the victory with a rear naked choke.
It is another for the perfect Nurmagomedov.
On January 20th, 2021, exactly 9 years after his cousin's UFC debut, Umar stepped into the octagon for the first time and nearly mirrored Khabib's achievement. He finished a tough opponent, earned a Performance of the Night bonus, and sent a clear message to the bantamweight division. A new predator has entered the forest.
You talk about me, 9 years ago this day, 20th January 2012, I beat my opponent like this, with this choke, you know. And today he did this, but I did in third round, he did in second round, you know.
So here is Umar Nurmagomedov.
In his next fight, Umar was set to face a seasoned gatekeeper, Brian Kelleher. The American had already earned 8 wins in the UFC, along with 5 performance bonuses.
I was talking about Nurmagomedov, so my apologies.
Their matchup promised fireworks, but it turned into a one-sided masterclass. It took Nurmagomedov less than 3 minutes to lock in a choke and score his second finish inside the octagon.
There it is, 14-0! Umar Nurmagomedov is the real deal. Wow.
And still undefeated.
After securing another victory, Umar stepped into the cage in January 2023 against the experienced Raoni Barcelos, who was 9 years older. Many expected a high-level grappling battle, a black belt in BJJ versus a member of the Nurmagomedov clan.
Umar Nurmagomedov.
But to everyone's surprise, the Dagestani unleashed a bomb in the very first round, knocking the veteran Brazilian out cold and earning his second Performance of the Night bonus.
Go for Umar Nurmagomedov.
He is still undefeated. Umar Nurmagomedov!
Next in line was another fighter from Kazakhstan, the dangerous knockout artist Begzad Almakan.
Red De La Cruz in the building. Thank you, Red. Umar Nurmagomedov.
Despite the bomb he ate early in the fight, Nurmagomedov weathered the initial storm, took the fight to the ground, and safely secured the victory on the judges' scorecards.
And who would you like to see the next time?
I want to fight with Cory Sandhagen. He's gonna be, I think, contender fight.
Almost a year before the fight with Almakan, the promotion had already planned to push Nurmagomedov up the rankings by matching him against Cory Sandhagen, a longtime elite contender who was in his prime and chasing the belt. However, an injury forced Umar out, putting their story on hold. It wasn't until August of last year that the Sandman and the Young Eagle finally met inside the octagon. Dana White gave Nurmagomedov a huge opportunity. Umar was ranked only 10th, while Sandhagen held the number 2 spot. Yet the Dagestani showed he was more than ready for the challenge. He held his own on the feet against one of the best strikers in the division.
Khabib wanted more punching from Umar, told him to believe in the strikes.
And outclassed him in every grappling exchange.
Smiles already from the corner.
The judges' scorecards only confirmed what was already clear. Umar Nurmagomedov belongs to the very best.
Title shot. I don't worry who gonna be this. These two TikTok victims. Doesn't matter for me who gonna be next. Just give me title shot. O'Malley, Mirab, or someone else, doesn't matter. I'm here. Now guys, talk. How I did beat nobody. Cory number 2. Now you can cry. I coming for you.
This is Noche UFC.
Just a month after Umar's fight with Sandhagen, Las Vegas hosted an unprecedented event at the legendary Sphere, a tournament that might go down as the most visually stunning spectacle in sports history. But the Young Eagle couldn't care less about the VFX wizardry. His eyes were locked on the main event, the bantamweight title bout between Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili. Nurmagomedov was waiting to see who would emerge as his next opponent, the man he'd have to face for the belt. Deep down, he knew the next title shot belonged to him, and he was right. After Merab Dvalishvili finally captured the title, his clash with Umar Nurmagomedov became inevitable.
Next in line to defend your belt, most likely, is Umar Nurmagomedov. Give us your thoughts on that matchup.
I respect and I love Dana White, whatever he wants.
The two had exchanged plenty of words beforehand, and the fight carried more than just sporting weight.
To attack and fight.
It had the flavor of a true Caucasus derby, black papaka versus white, Georgian wrestling versus Dagestani grappling.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening.
Nurmagomedov entered the octagon as the favorite and started strong, taking the first 2 rounds with superior wrestling, sharp kicks, and fresher movement.
Round 2 complete.
The mixed martial arts corner.
But after 10 minutes, the Georgian machine, which had sputtered early, finally roared to life. From that point on, Umar's countdown began. Merab turned up his trademark pressure, relentless cardio, and grinding pace, systematically taking over the fight round by round, exchange by exchange. To make matters worse, Nurmagomedov injured his hand midway through and couldn't throw it effectively. The title fight turned out close. There was no controversy about the verdict.
And still the undisputed UFC.
A clear win for Dvalishvili, who took 3 of the 5 rounds. Umar suffered the first loss of his career, but walked away with a consolation prize, the Fight of the Night bonus. Umar Nurmagomedov is one of the most talented bantamweights in the world right now, and very likely the only man with a real chance to defeat the reigning Georgian champ. He's already proven he can trade strikes with the best strikers in the division and hold his own against the most dominant wrestler in the promotion. If Umar managed to take 2 rounds off Dvalishvili, then taking 1 more is far from impossible.
He is as good a wrestler as the rest of those guys, but he has something different. He has great striking.
When you watch Umar, he's one of the most dynamic kickers in the sport.
I mean, that is special athletic ability.
But before that, he has one more obstacle to overcome. At UFC 321, he'll face Mario Bautista, another rising prospect whose name might not carry the same weight yet. But make no mistake, his skill level is elite. Riding an impressive 8-fight winning streak, Bautista can be an immovable stone for anyone standing across from him.
Umar, I'll see you over there, brother.
This fight will be one of the toughest tests of Umar's career, perhaps just as demanding as the title bout itself. But he has everything it takes to come back stronger and earn his shot at redemption and at the belt.
So here is Umar Nurmagomedov.
He is the cousin